Demon Slayer, the movie Infinity Castle, is in theaters right now and is breaking all kinds of box office records for anime, and I love to see it. And here the Demon Slayer core are drawn into the Infinity Castle, where Tanjiro, Nezuko, and the Hashira face terrifying upper-ranked demons in a desperate fight as the final battle against Muzan begins. I'm a big Demon Slayer fan. It's one of my favorite anime that's currently on. I think the animation is absolutely spectacular in this show. I loved the Mugen Train movie. That was one of the first times that I went with my wife back to the movie theater after COVID. I have really fond memories of that and of course of the show. This movie, as far as animation, we are in the future. We are in an amazing time right now for anime. After seeing what Science Saru has been doing with Dandadan, and now what UFO Table has done with this Demon Slayer film, I am absolutely blown away. This is what I've always imagined anime films and anime shows would look like in the future when I was watching them in the 90s and 2000s. We've gotten a lot of very rushed productions lately. Some of my favorite shows of all time got sequel shows that didn't look very good. The artists on those shows are sometimes not paid properly. They're not given enough time to complete their work. But when I watch movies like Demon Slayer Infinity Castle and the Dandadan 3 episodes that showed earlier this year, this looks like what I always imagined anime would look like when I was older. This feels like an actual progression. It's absurd, the level of detail, the hyperactive and very lengthy fight sequences, as well as killer sound design. I've been saying this for a while, but one of the biggest reasons to go to the movie theaters is not just for the giant screen and the image, but for the sound. Movies like this are mixed for the movie theater experience. They're not mixed for home. If you want to genuinely have the best experience with a film that was mixed for the movie theater, you need to go to the theater, not just to see it, but to hear it. This film sounded exceptional. The fight sequences and the clashing of swords, the musical score is phenomenal. The movie basically is a very long sequence of increasingly more intense fight sequences inside the Infinity Castle, which is fine for me, because it also takes a lot of time with its characters to explain why they're there in very emotional ways, to uncover some things we haven't learned about them before, but especially the villains. Our heroes are fighting against some very extreme foes, and one of them in particular gets a fairly massive flashback. I mean, it might have been 20-25 minutes long to explain his backstory, why he's there. Before that, you're really loathing this guy and you want Tanjiro to just cut his head off and get it all over with. But during that flashback, you begin to learn so much about what made him a demon and why his life as a human was really awful. And I actually began to feel for him quite a bit. Some of those flashback sequences will grate on some people's nerves. There were clearly some very antsy audience members in my theater during those sequences that just wanted to get back to the fights because they could not shut the hell up. This is one of the worst audiences I've had for a movie in a very long time. It wasn't the type of reactions that I appreciate from people, like people screaming or getting excited whenever there was a cool fight or when a character did something awesome. It was like, I'm bored, I'm just going to talk to my friends. I didn't say anything, and I gotta say, man, did I hold back. Also in classic Demon Slayer fashion, the heroes and the villains get to explain to us in voiceover when they're doing something, why they're doing it, and how they're doing it. So there's no confusion at all, but you'd think it would get old after a while. It's strange because if you watch a film, the idea of multiple characters all having a voiceover is pretty much non-existent. It's very rare. Usually they go with one narrative voice and that's it. But in anime, anybody can talk in their heads at any given time, and you're figuring out why they're trying to do a move and what their goal is, and it's all about this hyper drama. It's almost at a soap opera level of drama in these fights, and it works. Demon Slayer is absolutely one of my favorite shows right now, but Infinity Castle as a film was a 2.5-hour, pretty fast-paced blast of an anime film, and I am so glad that I got to see it on the big screen. I hope you guys check it out because it is smashing all different types of records right now. And I've said variations of this before, but I'm just so happy to see that anime is being embraced the way it is, that people are loving it and people are supporting it, and that Hollywood is finally noticing that. It's just such a wonderful thing. So if you are a fan of Demon Slayer, of course you're going to see this one. If you've never seen any of the show or the movies, I highly recommend checking it out. It's one of my favorite shows. It's so well edited and has a great story, really good character animations, and the fights are awesome.